Hello, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day or night, whatever it might be for you. Today's video is important, so I need you to just share this video, like it if you like it, comment if you have any comments or questions, or if you'd like a copy of this once I'm done, please let me know. So today I'm overviewing this packet of information I received. This inventor is no longer alive. He is dead. He's been dead for a few years now. I was finally able to obtain the paperwork that he had on this free energy device that he developed. It's called, the name of the company he developed was called Alcon Research Corp. And the name of the device, he called it Energized Energy, as you can see right there. Energized Energy Technology. So what exactly is it? It's a free energy device. From this particular packet, you can basically see that it takes trash or waste, and it either creates energy out of it, or it powderizes it basically, so that it can be used as a form of energy. There's more to it than just this, though. This is just the beginning, which I'll share with you. I'm not extremely familiar with how the whole process works, but we'll start from here. So what I'm going to do is basically do this video, and you can pause the video to see exactly what is said. I hope you can see it when the video uploads, and you can see all the details and the words and stuff, so that when you pause the video you're able to read it and see the pictures and stuff that are to come here in a little bit. But how did I obtain this? So I obtained this information from an acquaintance I have. I will not give their name. But they were entrusted with this information so that if anything were to happen to the inventor, what he did is he gave it to a few people he knew that he could trust. And in the event that he died, they would have the information and it would not be taken away from off this earth. Also, he knew that once he filed patents and did things like that, he would probably have the government after him because of the type of device that this was. And so he placed this paperwork into the hands of those he trusted. He basically distributed it out so that if he were ever raided or his stuff was confiscated, it wouldn't be the end of it. And when he provided this information to those he trusted, he disguised it. You'll see at the end of this, there's a picture of a gun disassembly showing the component parts of the gun and stuff. And he would do that in some of this stuff to basically disguise it so that if somebody were to find it and go through papers, that it would look like it's maybe some write-ups of technical manuals for guns or something like that. That way it wasn't as obvious to find the paperwork on this technology. So my acquaintance told me a little bit of a backstory behind this, and they knew him personally. Of course, he entrusted them with this important information of his invention. And this fellow who created this free energy device, he had a physical working prototype. Now this prototype that he had, he actually had it running for over a year. It was literally powering his home and everything in it for over a year, free. From what I understand, it was run in a closed loop type of a system. That's what free energy is, after all. And as you read through these papers, you'll kind of get a little bit more of an understanding of what it is, but you may not fully understand it until I provide you with all of it. So look forward to the next video. So we had it running for over a year. You'll see some of the dates on this paperwork as I go through it. That will kind of let you know when some of this was done. He's been dead for a few years, and so he was able to live after this incident happened, but when he had filed for some of the patents and stuff, he was visited by a branch of the government that came in, raided him, and took everything from him. This picture right here is of one of the portions of the device that helps break up the materials and stuff that run through it. Basically, you put waste in and it processes it, is what this does, into a powder. And like I said, this is only a portion of the device, but these drawings will kind of show a little bit how it works, but the explanations from what you can read will explain it better. These figures will help you get a visual understanding, though. So his house was broken into, basically. They raided him, and the device that he had powering his house for over a year was taken from him. Now, he lived in a few different places: New Mexico, I believe he lived in Arizona, Colorado, and I think he may have lived in Utah as well. But he actually lived in Arizona, I believe, when he died. And he was developing, after he had all of his stuff confiscated, including the physical device, the prototype that he had made, which he had in his house. So he had the prototype going, and he wanted to use it to see how long it would actually hold up for. And it held up that entire time until it was taken from him. But before he was going to run a community on it, he wanted to prove that it would work the way it was supposed to. As you can see in this particular picture, this was made to be portable. You can kind of see how it works. There's a drive motor, an auger feed. There is basically a cyclone, and I believe that cyclone is this right over here. There is a filter, and then basically then a burner. And like I said, this is just part of it. And then down lower, you can see another portion of it. Motor and a compressor. Shows you the direction of airflow. Wet material. An auger. And then a processor and dry dust. So basically, the material that goes into that is powderized into a dust. If you read in the paperwork, it kind of explains, that's where this lower portion is. It kind of explains that it draws the moisture out, and that's part of what allows it to turn into a dry dust. But so after it was confiscated, he was building a community. That was his intent. So he was trying to get some people on board with him that were willing to develop this community with him that ran off of this technology. Basically, it would power this community, and for free. So he was in the process of doing that when he died. He didn't get to accomplish that goal, unfortunately. Kind of a sad reality, but I don't know how he died exactly. I don't know if he died, if he was killed off because of this invention, or if he died of natural causes. That I'm not sure. But all I know is he's dead and he wasn't able to finish developing this to the point that he wanted to. So some of these papers are going to be basically like when he filed for patents and stuff, and trademarks and that sort of a thing. You can kind of read it. But the people that provided me with this, my acquaintances, I trust them. I would trust them with my life. They are very honest people, very good and genuine people. And I know that the things that they said were true. They got to see some stuff with their own eyes as well, to witness some of it. But I personally did not get to see this invention in action with my own eyes. So they knew that I worked on out of the ordinary stuff and that I had connections to communities of people that worked on devices like this, or were inventors as well. And so they provided this information to me so that I could give it to you guys and provide it to other communities that may be willing to develop this again. We don't want technology like this to be stopped or suppressed. The best way to prevent that from happening is to share. So as you go through and you read this and you have a greater understanding of how it works, maybe some of you can build it. Maybe you can provide your input. But again, this is only a portion of what is out there. And I will be providing more information in videos to come. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please share it so that it gets out there. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you'd like a copy of this, please also comment below and let me know, because I do have, of course, as you can see, copies of it, and I'm willing to provide that to you if you so desire. This particular picture right here is what I was talking to you about, how we tried to disguise some of the paperwork that he had, in case it was ever tried to be taken, or the people he gave it to while he was in the process of transporting it to provide it to them. He wanted it disguised, so that it wasn't obvious what it was. And this is the paper that I was showing you that looked like a disassembly of a gun, all the parts and stuff that were broken down to be that disguise. But thank you for watching this video, and look forward to more to come. Have a fabulous rest of your night or a fabulous rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.